Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Ravens. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Ready, set, right. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Now Jackson on first down. Dancing to his left. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. That's caught inside the 20. A huge play there right off the bat. 57 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On the move to his left. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Mark Ingram there. 3rd down here. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Again, Jackson. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the 1st down. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now this throw caught left side. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas 1st down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
first down carry by Elliott. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. How about that being his 13th interception of the season, tied for number 2 all time?
And when someone's having a season that fantastic, wouldn't you think you'd have a scouting report that says, don't throw in his area?
I don't think he's cared about the scouting reports all year.
Yeah, he's found a way to find the football. He's become a true ball magnet.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Come on, set. Now the wolf. Like 50. Let's go, Castle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson, escaping the pressure right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. Patrick Onwuasor up to make the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
It's a loss of 2, now third down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On third down, it's Prescott. And now Prescott is going to be taken down. He couldn't get away, and that's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Jackson, he'll buy some time right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Hey, 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Go.
To throw again on second down. Jackson, and he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now the pitch comes to Ingram. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From just shy of midfield, Jackson eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he's taken down inside the 30. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
Partner, that was a lovely corner route and a lovelier pass.
Put it right there in the breadbasket, didn't he?
Just dropped it right in there.
Back to the running game. It's Ingram. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
To throw is Jackson. And that is hauled in by Crabtree for a Ravens touchdown. Michael Crabtree, his first touchdown on the year as the Ravens push further out in front.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, and racing going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They start on the ground with Elliott, and he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. 12-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. From the pistol, here's Elliott. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
46. Kill. 26.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that will be incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. Now Brown. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Double dog, that's the way.
Jackson from the shotgun. Forced out to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Exit.
And they'll run it from the gun with Miller. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Set, hut, 54 Mike. 6-man. Check curls.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Buying time to his left. That complete to Lamar Miller. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, this one complete to Ingram. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 32-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football.
Down here. They run from the pistol with Ingram. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. To throw on 2nd and 6. Jackson flushed out right. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
That's a takeaway. Now that's a takeaway. That's how the defense score points. Come on, set. 91. Mike 54. Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half as the Ravens push further out in front. And maybe that was just a case of completely overlooking the guy holding the football.
It certainly felt like it, didn't it? Because on my checklist, okay, as a defender,
QB's last.
running back, fullback, heck, jet sweeps nowadays. Before you even get to thinking about the quarterback might actually keep it.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but hold on, he finished.
Okay, my bad.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. That pick six extending this lead even further. Boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, and normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and cap. Because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's Jackson to throw. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, his 5th touchdown now on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Now, he's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. But if you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes, he just takes off and goes. And I think that's what we just saw there.
Tucker with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
What do you think? Watch left. What do you think?
This is Elliott. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, last drive they went 3 and out.
First down, Dallas.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch time. Tight end right. What do you think?
10th carry now for Elliott. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers, he's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check four. Single.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Here we go. Set before 6 yards. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go, D.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
At the 12-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day.
Now a handoff to Ingram. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage.
Get it, baby. Get it, baby.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And that will get out of bounds. Lucky there. They keep possession inside the 5.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
They'll run here with Ingram. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. Tucker now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And the ball is knocked out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. It's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Jalen Ferguson able to record his 5th sack of the season. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Prescott looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
He's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes his quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it.
Here we go.
Hey, kill.
On fourth, they do snap it to Prescott. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
We got 4.
To the air again, Prescott. Going to take a shot for Gallup. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. This is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Draw play, Elliott. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
On 2nd and inches, Prescott, and to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 37.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Prescott from the gun. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. On 2nd down, it's Elliott, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down. Prescott now just 7 of 16 passing thus far, but he's got a 1st and 10. Now Prescott. Flush to his right. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Here we go. 46. 4 down. Hot 7. He's checking. 26.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. They'll try and run for it with Elliott, but he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Prescott on 1st down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Watch the pass.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
On 2nd down now, it's Ingram. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're gone.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Fielded at the 43. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. A 3rd quarter score now from MetLife Stadium. The Browns, they have scored again to add on to their lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the 1st. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Intended that time for Cooper, and it's 3rd down. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down.
It's now fourth down.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth.
We got four. We got four.
Prescott to throw on fourth. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cowboys claw one back. Brett Maher on for the extra point. So they get one score back, but still a long ways to go here in this third quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Ravens take over.
Let's go.
The Ravens take over.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, the fact you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 7. And now it's third down.
Brings up third down.
Set, hut, Chad Reed. Watch 55. All day, baby, all day, all day, baby. Close. Mike, 55. Right there in the middle, 55. I'm coming out to you. I'm gonna go.
On third down, Mark Ingram. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down.
Gain of only a yard. It's fourth down.
Here's Sam Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taken from just outside the 30. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. A third quarter score now from MetLife Stadium. And it's a big-time advantage for the Browns. They just scored again, pouring it on. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Gain of 7. 2nd and 3.
From just shy of midfield, Prescott. And some space here. Past the 20, 10, and he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, If you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. Back now in Baltimore. For the fourth quarter, we'll begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Kill.
To throw is Prescott. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. The Cowboys will go. Prescott. And my goodness, another interception. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, you know, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
A 20th carry here for Elliott. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage. You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Cooper's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down. They'll run on first down. It's Elliott. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm like...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Cowboys are able to make things a bit more respectable. Extra point by Marr, up and good, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
And now a carry here for their fullback. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defensive coordinator. Body after body, getting to him before he can get started.
On second down, Ingram. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Right there. All day, baby.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. Again, it's Elliott. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. The drive stays alive, a third down gain of 8. On first down, Elliott. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Prescott. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's good for a gain of 7, but still a few inches short here with 4th down coming up. A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Baltimore, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, it's a loss that could wind up costing them a first-round bye as they dip to 9-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.